pretty early here. We're all getting up and getting started with our day, and I woke up to a notification on my phone that we had our very first patron on Patreon, and I just wanted to say thank you to them. So this tier that they signed up for is our $25 tier called Rescue Hero, and it does not include video shoutouts by name, which will normally be a thing as we go forward at a higher level tier, and obviously I want to stick to those as we do it. So, but right now we're still in the like pre-real production video type stuff, obviously from this terrible angle and clearly seeing all this stuff in the studio. But I just wanted to say thank you as we get it going, and I felt like it was a good opportunity to just mention the tiers. So we'll start off at a $3 tier, which we're calling a Trainee, and it includes patron-only updates, right? So we'll be able to go on Patreon, provide exclusive Patreon videos and Patreon posts. So any updates to certain things that are more for patrons or fall into a category we decide are updates specific to patrons, we'll be able to put those on there. And then we also are going to have a Discord chat server for a community of people who can help coordinate or help drive, or if we're doing certain regional things to do local fundraisers or things like that, we can do a lot of that coordination on the Discord, but also just be an opportunity for those of us who are a part of this program to talk to each other and be able to actually, just communicate outside of our videos or being on site or direct messaging each other on Instagram or something else, because a lot of times we're all going to get inundated by stuff on those, but this community will be created on Discord and specifically just for this purpose. So at the $9 tier, which we're calling Field Medic, because it's, this is rescue residents. The idea is that we're using ambulances specifically to rescue people from homelessness by creating a tiny home inside that ambulance. So it's a little bit of a play on visuals and concepts and applicability, but the idea is that in our heads, we see those things as rescuing people. So let's do this too. So all of the tiers as you go up continue to retain all the previous benefits and then add a little something new. So the $9 tier adds access to stickers and magnets, and then early access to our standard YouTube videos. So once we start putting out videos on a regular schedule, say every video comes out every Saturday, these patrons would have access to that probably on Wednesday. So we'll have the video uploaded. It'll be accessible and released as a link on Patreon to the $9 tier subscribers so that they can look at it on Wednesday if they want to. And the stickers and magnets thing, so the way all of our merch stuff, which has to do with the next two tiers, this tier and the next one, as we create new stickers and new magnets, you'll automatically be sent a set. We do not have, I have not gotten to designing our stickers and magnets yet. That's something, I have a graphic designer doing some work on some of the designs right now for standard things like logos and other pieces, and the next stage will be to design some very basic magnets, stickers, and t-shirts, which takes us right to the next tier. So the tier my friend signed up for, which is a very big support and very helpful, we're calling Rescue Hero. We get a sip of coffee. It's a $25 patron tier, so it's $25 per month. You'll still retain access to all of the previous benefits, and in this $25 tier you gain access to t-shirts. So say that if at this point we had 3 t-shirts and someone signs up for the $25 tier, for that month you'll get one of those t-shirts, and if you stay in that $25 tier, pay again the next month, we'll send one of these other t-shirts we haven't sent you yet. And then the third tier would be or the third month that you continue to pay for it, we send you that final shirt. And then you've gotten all of the shirts that we have, and would continue to be a part of that tier. And if we design a 4th t-shirt based on something that happens, or we want to design another thing, we'll send that shirt out as soon as we design it. So that's the way we're going to run that tier. If anybody has any different ways to maybe run the merchandise portions of our tiers for Patreon, please feel free to tell us. We're obviously new to this. I've been around this YouTube community long enough to understand that this is a pretty standard way that some of these go, but I don't know necessarily how anybody else handles merchandise internal to their patrons as well. So the last 3 are the kind of bigger commitment tiers, and sometimes people will be able to go in and out of these, so maybe go into one for a month or 2 and then come back out. So again, like all the rest of the tiers, everyone retains the previous benefits and then gains something new. So our $50 tier is called a Phoenix Egg. I haven't had a chance on here to really talk about the Phoenix portion of what it is that we're doing. And I think I'll still save that for another video, but just know that if you know anything about a Phoenix and it, dying in fire and becoming ash and being reborn, and it's this cycle of rebirth basically. And so the idea that we're helping bring them back to life, potentially back into the fold, back into being housed and being able to get a job and move on with their career and hopefully move forward in their life. To me, it seems a lot like a good symbolism to use the Phoenix for it. So I'll tell you now. So we're planning on each vehicle will also be labeled in a way with a Phoenix and be numbered and named. And so our very first, when we build it and it goes out to support someone as their home, will be Phoenix 1, and we'll keep track and be able to then contact people by their call sign on their vehicle. So it seems like it'd be a fun way to kind of connect this back to their original story. So the $50 tier is where we're going to contain the video shout outs. So by name, if you're in the $50 tier, every time we put out a video, your name will be listed. It'll be scrolling down the side layer right here kind of thing. And then we'll definitely at some point, I kind of assume this will get large enough, and I've seen quite a few channels that have many at that kind of a tier, and it's really hard to read them all off. But definitely at first we're planning to. And since it was our very first, I will actually confirm it first, and I'll come back and be able to add that to this video, but I don't know if he wants to be called out by name. So then $100 per month tier, our Phoenix Reborn includes a vehicle shout out. So what that means is when, like I mentioned, we're going to put the Phoenix name on each of these vehicles, we're going to have a special place dedicated on the side or on the back of each of these vehicles for people who participate in the $100 per month tier. So if at any point in the period while we're building this vehicle, you join in at the $100 per month, we'll add your name as a major donor to that vehicle as it finishes up on the actual vehicle itself with vinyl. And then the final one at $500 per month is each month that you participate in that, you'll get a ticket for a drawing, and at the end of the year, we're going to actually conduct that drawing. 2022, we're not going to do so, but 2023 will include tickets from all of 2022 all the way through to 2023 when we do the drawing in December of 2023. So prize for that drawing will actually be a Rescue Residence original ambulance camper that you can win that will look similar to our other ones but be named differently. So we're going to keep the Phoenix name only on those who are being brought back, and then we'll come up with another name, and maybe those who are part of this can actually help us come up with an idea for what we should call these prize type ambulances, because this is a serious contributor. This is someone who has really given in a lot of themselves, and I think that someone like a historical, either fantasy fiction or mythological name of a character that was a huge benefactor, or someone that was a big person who really worked hard to save people, I think would be a really great name for that. But we'll obviously need to look at that. So if you have an idea, go ahead and leave that in the comments to this video. And maybe what we might do too is maybe try to put together a kind of a competition on the channel to come up with some ideas, and then we'll put it out to the community for a vote. So I just really wanted to say thank you, and depending on how things go, there may be just one tiny little bit more of the video. Okay, so yeah, I just confirmed and he's fine with it. So I wanted to say thank you to Rich Neer for being our very first patron, and I hope to see more of you find a way to join in. And he and I were talking about it, that the really great thing about doing it through Patreon is at some point you kind of get a good steady state understanding of how much that provides each month and helps to set a pretty easy budget. Unlike the standard direct donations, which is very easy for it to just fluctuate and hard to keep track of, and hard to plan out what your abilities will be throughout the year. So it's very helpful, and I appreciate his support, and I'm looking forward to talking to all of you again later. Thank you very much for your time. Bye.